Okay, sorry for the late reply. Welcome back to the DC Rambler Voice. Okay, recently Ilhan Omar claimed that we need to remake America because the right people are not the ones becoming rich. Well, I'm curious. Who does she think the right people are? Black Muslims? Black Muslims that marry their brother? Black Muslims that give money? She believes whites are inherently racist. Okay, well, I do think there are changes that needs to be done in all facets of the political system, maybe even a third party, which seems to be coming up with the process of Kanye West. So let's talk about the three platforms of the three main presidential candidates now, because this is always going to be fun. Essentially, let's start with Biden. Uh, he does have a lot on his website, but whoever is running it, um, saying on his platform, Joe Biden knows that African Americans can never have a fair shot at the American dream, so as long as entrenched disparities are allowed to quietly chip away. Let's see, BET founder, Yeezy, Kanye West, Oprah Winfrey, Fresh Prince of Bel Air, Will Smith, Jada Pinkett Smith. Who else? Can you name some other black multimillionaires out there? Founders of FUBU. Okay. Uh, there are plenty of black multimillionaires out there. Okay. Hey, what about Juan Williams of Fox News? I'm quite sure he's getting paid a fortune over at Fox despite the Democratic line. So lift every voice of Biden plan where measured up with against Donald Trump's economic plan, where blacks were the highest ones to increase their the amount of money they were earning. So I guess unless you want to go back to the plantation, that would not be a good platform. So let's look at another platform here. Okay, let's see. Education. Oh, I brilliantly love education. You know, education in American high school and elementary system is ripe with rape culture, but no, not the rape culture that the feminists try to claim. Rape culture where the women are raping boys as young as 10, some even younger. I'm not going to say affair, sex, or any other euphemism that the media likes to use. Rape is rape. They do not have the ability to consent at 10 years of age. And yes, there are idiotic men and idiotic women say, oh, that's what boys want. That's what, no. These boys are being told what they want. They're being told what they are supposed to be doing as men or man shaming. Okay. Maybe I should start woman shaming. You didn't clean the house today. You didn't make my lunch today. You didn't do this. Guess what's going to happen? I'm going to be slapped across the face. Okay. All right. So supporting our give them pay and dignity they deserve. What about giving uh, I can go with that pay and dignity that they deserve. Any rapist, uh, child rapist should be going to jail for a minimum of 20 years. Yes, invest in resources for our schools to grow into physically and emotionally healthy adults. Yeah, I can agree with that one. So let's start getting boys to read more by providing books and stop discriminating against boys in class, allow them to have the activity that they need in order to be more productive because boys can't sit still all day. They are not defective girls. Okay, so ensure that no child's future is determined by their zip code, parents' income, race, or disability. Funny he doesn't mention sex. To me, education seems more like Brave New World, where certain people are going to succeed, especially with the studies showing that female teachers have a tendency to mark boys down when they know they are boys. Okay, provide middle and high school students a path to a successful career. I can do that. Start investing in our children at birth. Okay, what does this mean? Does this mean indoctrination at birth to where they only think about voting Democrat, or instead use reason and logic to choose who to vote for? I'm not telling you who to vote for. I'm not telling you to vote against anyone. I remember the W.C. Fields quote, I don't vote for something, I vote against something. Well, that's not a good reason. Try and find a reason. Okay, all right. And then healthcare, that's one of the things I always loved. Uh, this healthcare thing that they created, okay, where you are obligated to pay a private company money to pay for your health insurance. No, I'm not obligated to buy anything from a company. Okay. All right. So what I'd much rather see is that we tax people for making poor choices, and then we reward people for making smart choices. In other words, maybe if we go to a McDonald's, instead of ordering the fries, you don't get taxed on carrot sticks if you order the carrot sticks instead of the fries. You know, make smart choices in government, don't use. And if you're stupid enough to smoke, then I shouldn't be paying for your lung cancer treatments. Okay. Okay. The Biden plan to invest in middle class competitiveness. Okay. Let's see. How are you going to do this one? Okay. Is literally crawling? Yes. It's been crawling for over 45 years while you sent business and tax money to China and other companies to Canada and Mexico. Okay. So access to high-speed broadband and that's our public schools have repeatedly earned D grades. Yep. In other words, bring in competition from within. Bring in competition from America. Okay. So no, I don't think so. Oh, the Biden plan for strengthening America's commitment to justice, equality, equity, justice. In order for that to be done, you're going to need to get rid of the biases within the cops and the court structure. One, the cops need to end the Duluth model. Two, the courts have to sentence women to the same sentencing as they sentence men. Three, the cops and the courts need to investigate. They need to be detached, okay? Because the cops cannot choose to investigate whoever is going to get the highest conviction for the prosecuting attorney, because that is what they do now. All crimes must be investigated and then presented to the prosecuting attorney. And all those cases must go to court. Okay. Yes. Let's see. Biden, he created the court system where the most blacks ended up going to jail. Okay. So, no. Okay. So, I'd prefer to see a little more detail in Joe Biden's plan. Okay, so next up is Kanye West's plan. Okay, what is Kanye West's platform? Okay, it seems very similar to Donald Trump's 2020 platform, where it is an innovation uh, between private company involvement and uh, public partnerships. Okay, seems like everything that he's doing, but maybe he's going to be a little more focused within the Black community. Okay, so that because he is just talking about policy, it says I don't want to have a real policy. I just want to go in and do the things. When I went uh, to Nike with Yeezy, I designed it. When I get to Vuitton, I designed it. That was it. That was the end of it. I didn't have a policy. I didn't have anything. We're just going to work together. Yes. Okay. That is something, but I'd much rather Kanye West have a clear and stated policy. What is his Supreme Court positions? Uh, what does he value most? What is his views on abortion? Was views on Christianity? You know, I'm still curious. You know, about his conversion. Okay, was this something that was as politically expedient? I can't really run for office unless I'm a Christian. Did he feel that way? What was it? Okay. And then now let's look at Trump. Now Trump didn't put any policy positions on his website. Trump just put together some some things that he's done before. Economy and jobs. True, he did have the highest um, employment rate and the hottest economy. That's very true. Immigration, yes. Trump's immigration policy hurt his business. That's probably why they took $1.5 billion laws, including with the foreign policy. Well, I shouldn't say laws, but decreased his wealth. Because the more people you have in the country, the more people that are going to demand shelter. The more demand for shelter, the higher the price for shelter is. And on the opposite of that is the more people there is in the country, the more people they are needing to work. The more people that are needing to work, the less you have to pay for work. So these two things economically hurt Trump's business instead of help. So why is Donald Trump actually running for office and doing these things if they're going to hurt his business? Foreign policy, yes. Bush the second. I thought he was going to pull us out. I thought Obama was going to pull us out. I stopped believing that. Trump has started pulling us out. 50% of Germany is going to Poland. He gave the oil wells to the Kurds, so now the Turks have to negotiate with the Kurds, and you can't do that at the point of the stick if you know the U.S. is going to come back. So we seem to be removing our policy. Plus, we have people going to Afghanistan that were never around in 2011. Okay, national security and defense. Well, why are all these people going to Democratic cities with Democratic governors and causing riots? Well, what do you think? Because they will allow it. Because they will allow it, they will cause fear in hopes that you'll vote Democrat to end it, but that it won't end it. Because whenever they need something, they'll stir up the masses to get you to vote Democrat. Power for Okay, regulation. Yeah, Trump promised to cut for every two regulations, he would cut one. Well, he outdid himself on that one. For every one regulation, he cut 22. Because think about it, the more regulation, especially specifically targeted towards competition and other businesses, they create an unjust monopoly, uh, such as Twitter and Facebook. You know, what is happening with them? How are they handling that? Okay. No, they're working extremely hard to cut out Donald Trump's direct accountability to the people. Okay. Now he's working on infrastructure and social programs, education. Okay. Thank you for this one, Betsy DeVos. Okay. Betsy returned due process to the educational system. Because you also have to remember, you can't cancel somebody that's already been canceled. Okay. And veterans, think about it. Veterans are now able to go to the VA hospital, not wait months, are able to choose their doctors. And now the VA Affairs program can now, the VA Affairs program can now fire people if they're not doing their job, which was something they weren't able to do. Okay, this has been the DC Rambler, and remember, Mark Zuckerberg is an alien. That's our opinion.